This is our Touchsystem software. This is an easy way to control audio and video systems in different types of venues, including bars, sports bars, nightclubs, restaurants, hotels, country clubs, and any place that you have audio and video that you want to control easily from one location. No more trying to find the remote for that TV and walking up to it to change a channel. No more pushing buttons on a keypad, entering input and output numbers. No more trying to find the volume control for that area that's tucked away in another room. This is a simple, all-in-one, large touchscreen that puts all of your audio-video needs literally at your fingertips. As compared to similar systems, there are no subscription fees. Once you buy it, you won't have to pay any monthly or annual fees. Setup is easy and supported from TNT Audio Visual. It can control just about any piece of equipment out there. Video matrices, DirecTV receivers, cable boxes, Rokus, audio signal processors, TVs, and many more. The screen is the floor plan of your venue, so you can find TVs quickly. I'm going to go over the user operation of the touch system. Now remember, this is a touch screen. So everything I'm doing here you can do by touching the screen. I'm going to be using a mouse for visual reference so you can see where I'm touching on the screen. So let's get started here with the main screen, which is your video control. And you can tell that I'm in the video control by the highlighted tab here at the top of the screen. Pressing on these tabs will take you to the different control screens for your system, but we'll get into those in a little bit. We will go over video control first, since this is where most of the controlling of your system will be done. This is actually the floor plan of your venue, with locations of different areas and all of your TV displays. Here are where your bars are located, the bathrooms, a patio, the dining room, vestibule and door. Everything is laid out to represent your venue, even where you are standing in the venue. On the left here, we've got your video inputs or video sources. I'll move through them by swiping my finger up and down over them. These include your DirecTV receivers, cable boxes, over-the-air receivers, Apple TV boxes, Roku, Fire Sticks, DVD players, streaming services, digital signage, and interactive media players. The video inputs can match whatever inputs you have at your venue. I'm tapping once on each one of these DirecTV receivers, and you can see these TVs on the floor plan beginning to light up. This means that those TVs are routed to that video input. So if I tap on this DirecTV receiver that has the NFL Network on it, I can see that these highlighted TVs are routed to that DirecTV box. If I want to route it to another TV, I simply tap on that TV's icon, and you will see the logo on that TV change to the NFL Network. It also updates the routed source's name on the bottom of the TV icon, and it highlights the TV icon along with the others that are routed to that receiver. I can route this DirecTV receiver wherever I want across this floor plan. Once it's selected in the source list, I can keep tapping away and putting it on any TV. I can select any of these sources and route them to any TV I want, and that TV will display that source. Across the bottom of the screen are 6 groups. Groups are assigned sets of TVs. Each group has a color associated with it, and looking at the floor plan, you will notice little colored marks on the TVs. This means that this TV is associated with that group by the color. You can have TVs in many different groups. Groups are a fast way to route sources to the TVs. Let's say the Super Bowl is about to start, and all of your TVs are routed to many different sources. and you need to get that Super Bowl on every TV in the place and fast. Instead of tapping your source and then tapping every TV on the screen, just tap on your source that the Super Bowl is on and tap all TVs here at the bottom. Every TV is routed to the source you tapped on. Let's say a group of Auburn fans are hanging out in the patio waiting for the game to start, and a group of Alabama fans are in the bar in the dining room waiting on their game. You want the patio TVs to carry the Auburn game and put the Alabama game on the TVs in the dining room and bar. Just tap your source and then the group. We can also edit these groups by tapping here on Edit Groups. Once you tap, we will be in the Edit Group mode. Tap on the group you want to edit and start tapping on the TVs you want to add or delete from the group. You can see the colored mark appear and disappear as you add or delete from the group. If you want to rename the group, tap here where the name is. A small keyboard will appear. Tap on it, and then a full-size keyboard will appear that you can edit with. Once you are done, tap the Enter key and tap the Save Groups box either here or here. Any group can be edited and renamed the way you like it. So now that we've gone over routing sources to TVs, you're probably saying, how do we control these video inputs and sources? It's simple. Just double tap on the source. You can see we have opened up all kinds of neat stuff here. Let's go over it. Here we have a large preview monitor that shows you what your source is showing. Over here is a remote control area. Now, depending on the source you tap on, you will see different buttons to control the source. DirecTV receivers will have different buttons than Roku or DVD sources. Some sources won't have any buttons at all because they don't have any control, such as digital signage or streaming interactive sources. This DirecTV receiver can be controlled from the touchscreen just as if you had the DirecTV remote in your hand pointed at the receiver. But in this case, it only operates this DirecTV receiver, not the other ones next to it. You can use this area just like a regular remote. Pressing the guide button will pull up the guide. The up and down arrows will scroll up and down. Entering the channel number will take you to that channel, and pressing the select button changes to the channel. We also have a favorite channel section that you can add or delete your most used channels for fast shortcuts to tune them in. Just tap once on your channel and tap select. The channel will change to the one selected. If you want to add a channel, just tune to the channel using the remote, and once you can see the channel on the preview monitor, tap on the Add button. If you want to delete a favorite channel, just tap on the channel and tap the Delete button. You can add up to 100 favorites, and just swiping up and down will scroll through all of them. And you can see everything you do right here on the large preview monitor. Now we need to return to the video control screen, and we can do that by tapping the Return to Map button here or simply tapping on the Video Control tab at the top. Now look, we're back on the video control screen. As mentioned before, we have all these tabs across the top of the screen. Depending on your venue, you may have all of these tabs or only a few of them. If your venue has a controllable sound processor, we can control all of the sound from this tab. And just like the Video Control tab, we have our audio areas or zones here on the right and our audio input or sources here on the left. These might include microphones, digital background music service, DirecTV and cable boxes, iPods, and any other source your venue may have. We can route audio just like video by tapping on your audio source and then tapping on the zone or area you want to route the audio to. You see how the zone lights up? You know that means that this source is playing in that zone. Any source you tap on can be routed to any zone. So let's say that Auburn game is here on this DirecTV receiver, and all those Auburn fans are on the patio. I can route just this receiver to the patio speakers. And all those Alabama fans that are in the dining room and bar, we'll just route this DirecTV receiver to those zones. You can leave the background music playing in the other zones. Now we have 3 different sound sources routed to 6 different zones. You also have volume level adjust by tapping on the plus and minus buttons here. And you can mute the zones when you close and unmute them when you open by tapping this mute and unmute button. Now let's go have a look at the Save States tab. This is the greatest invention since sliced bread, and it's so easy. You can save the state of your touch system and recall it whenever you want. Let's say every morning you like to set up the room with the DirecTV receivers on certain channels and those receivers on certain TVs. You like a certain volume level in different audio zones. Well, you can set that up one time, just the way you like it, and save that state. Then every morning when you come in, you can recall that state with a tap of a few buttons. If you open the night after the Super Bowl, then every TV is on the Super Bowl channel. You would have to reroute every TV to a different source. With Save States, you can recall that morning opening state in a matter of seconds and go on about your day. It'll save hours of operating your touch system each year. Okay, so you have set up the venue just the way you like it. You have your sources where they need to be. You have your TVs routed to your sources. And you have your volume levels just perfect. Tap the Save States tab here at the top. This will open a list of saved states that have been saved before. Tapping on Save State here will create a new one with the current state of the touch system. It will save everything. The channels on your DirecTV receivers or cable boxes, what TVs are routed to the receivers, and where the volume levels and audio sources are at. Everything will be saved. Tapping on the name field, you'll notice that small keyboard pop up. Tap on it and enter a name you want to call it. Tap on the description field and you can enter a description if you like. Tap the Save button and your state is saved. Recalling the state is easy. Whenever you want to recall a state, just tap on the Save States tab at the top and tap on any state you have saved on the left. Then tap on the Apply button. A box will pop up prompting you to select the settings you would like to recall. Now you can leave this as is, or you can uncheck an item and those settings will stay the same as they currently are. If you don't want the volume levels to change, then you can uncheck volume level under audio and those settings will not change. After your settings are chosen, tap the apply button and your save state will be recalled into the system. It's easy. Let's head over to the Power tab here on the top. This is for turning your TVs on and off with the tap of a button. If your venue has older TVs, this may not work. Your TVs and system have to support this. The last tab on the top is the Video Wall tab. If you have a video wall system, we can control it. There are different video wall processors that work differently. This particular video wall system will let you select between two modes. Matrix mode, which will put a different source on each TV as routed on the Video Control tab. And Video Wall mode, which will route one source to all the TVs on the video wall, making it one big TV. And if you look up here on the right-hand corner, you'll see a question mark. Tapping this will provide some help if your system starts acting up. If the whole system is acting weird, tap on the Restart Software button. This should fix most problems. If you can't see your preview monitor, tapping on the Restart Video Preview should fix most preview monitor problems. If all else fails and you can't get your system working correctly, there will be contact information on your video control page and you can call for support. Some other things that may cause the screen to act weird are a dirty screen. Sauces and dirt can block your finger taps. If you notice the screen is dirty, just wipe it down with some soda water on a soft cloth.